We are back. We are back. Blood Red Moon 1. What a fucking vacation. What a vacation. Did someone leave the window open? I can hear birds chirping outside. A cool breeze brushes my cheek. Faint sunlight filters through my eyelids. I'm wrapped in a scene of warm, gentle hues, greeted by the peaceful morning. I grab my glasses from the pillow without another thought. That's right. I must have fallen asleep after talking to Akiha. My joints are pretty dull, but I still feel better than I did last night. Back to it. I mutter to mentally prepare myself. Oh, fuck, right. We left Arcuet hanging, like hard hanging. We're going to have to explain ourselves. We're in trouble! It's time to wake up and face the morning. It's time to wake up and face the girl you have a thing for. Hello? Look who's finally up. Why am I not surprised she's in our room? Except she's right on top of us. When I open my eyes, I find myself facing Arcuet instead. I stare silently at her face. Every last thought has been banished from my mind. I'm not saying anything. Nope, not saying anything. My brain's gone so blank it might as well be tofu. At this point, I've forgotten how to breathe. You're making it very hard. You're making it very hard. Seriously, what is even happening here? All I know is that Arcuet is right in front of me. In my bedroom. At barely 9 in the morning. On my bed, still wearing her boots. You liar! You promised you'd meet me. Her foul mood has dimmed the luster of her red eyes. Except it really hasn't. At this proximity, I can appreciate every last detail. Her eyes are stunning. Arcuet stares at me with unblinking disapproval. She's really close to me right now. Close enough for me to notice the smoothness of her skin, to feel her breath and warmth against me. The weight of her body pins me into the sheets. Martial artists call it a mount. Oh, she's mounted you, alright. Oh, she's mounted you. Oh, hold on, Arcuet. What are you doing in my room at this hour? Even though I want to yell at her, I try my best to keep my voice to a whisper. It'd all be over for me if Hisui heard and came rushing in. I don't know what's all going on, but I'm smart enough to know how bad that'd be. Come on, get off of me. What are you doing, you home invader? You get your kicks from breaking into people's homes and shuttling them like a goddamn horse. You've got some nerve. I'm only here because you broke your promise. You know? Who do you think you are, making someone wait while you snooze away? Arcuet pouts and glares at me indignantly. That's right. I promised I'd meet her last night, and I broke that promise. To be fair, we did it the first round. It kinda got us killed. I kinda had to listen to my sister. Trust me, no one's more upset about it than I am, including Arcuet. The birds continue to chirp outside. Finally, the pieces start coming together. I understand why Arcuet is angry, but it isn't an excuse for all this. You don't invade someone's room while they're asleep, especially when you can just rip into them later. The window was closed when I went to bed, but it's open now, so she must have come in through there. Aren't you on, like, the second floor? Did she jump or climb? Right. Look, I'm sorry for standing you up and not keeping my word, but that doesn't mean you can just break into my house. It's not your house, though. Arcoid sets me straight. Honestly, I was even more angry before. I waited for hours. By the time I realized you weren't coming, even I was surprised at just how mad I'd gotten. There was no way I was going to let this go. I wanted to march in here and wring you scrawny neck until you begged for forgiveness. You've never experienced that state of mind before. I tried to calm myself down, but the more I thought about it, the angrier I got. At the end, I was seething. It was like being stuck in a swamp where the more I struggled, the deeper I fell. A swamp made out of all the things I wanted to say to you. Can you understand how it feels? It was like I was losing my mind. Her scarlet eyes are brimming with anger, frustration, and indignation. Whatever she was feeling before, I'd wager it hasn't fully left. Yeah. That would be rough. I idly nod along, covertly brushing my fingers over my neck to make sure it's still intact. Right? When I couldn't stand it anymore, I snuck in here, but you were asleep. I wanted to at least hear your excuse, so I decided to wait a little longer. How long did you wait? But you were a real deep sleeper. I had nothing else to do except watch you while you slept. You know, you are scarily quiet when you're asleep. As still as the dead, I was starting to worry you'd never wake up again. We were kinda sick. Honestly, I had feelings we were gonna die. There was no route to winning. If you were that worried, you could have shook me awake or something. Actually, I'm more concerned you were here in my room this entire time. Maybe, but I thought I'd be ashamed to do that to you. I don't know how I look when I sleep, but if I could sleep half as peacefully as you, I'd probably be really happy. So I just sat here staring, wondering how you could look so content. By the time I realized it, I wasn't that angry anymore, and then you woke up. Are you saying you were here all night? Yeah. The other residents came by a few times, but I made sure they didn't spot me. Actually, one of them dropped by to wake you up just a little while back, but I didn't want that, so I got rid of her. Aqua gives a flippant chuckle. You got rid of her? Don't worry, I didn't hurt her or anything. Remember how I told you that Windburst also possessed mystic eyes? You used your eyes on Hisui? Justice for fucking Hisui. Get the fuck out of my room, young lady. Absolutely not. I mesmerized her and planted the idea that you had already left for school. She won't even remember me. She won't remember, huh? Aquaid sure is pushy about some things. But I guess I should be thankful she salvaged the situation for me in her own way. Alright, I think I'm up to speed. I'm sorry about yesterday, Arcoid. I won't beg for forgiveness, but I swear I won't break my word ever again. Our eyes lock as I apologize. You've learned your lesson. I have. After all, you've just made me realize what's in store for me if I ever stand you up again. My hands go up in a show of surrender. Smiling as though her earlier displeasure had evaporated into thin air, Arcoid gives me a satisfied nod. Emma! At last she gets off me and the bed. What were you thinking wearing your boots onto the bed, though? Do you know what a pain it would be to get footprints off the sheets? I grumble as I sit up straight. God, her outfit is cute! Arcoid watches me crawl out of the bed for a few steps away. Night. Help you with something? Huh? I'm just watching you get changed. You can't go out with you looking like that, right? Well, I'm not about to head outside in my pajamas, no. Hold up. What'd you just say? Oh, I was thinking I'd monopolize you for the day. I have school? I got responsibilities. That way you can atone for standing me up. Awkward replies like it's the most obvious thing in the world. But if we're hanging out all day, doesn't that mean she's asking me to skip school too? Yes, that's exactly what she's asking. Hang on, I've got school to go to. I just said that! I just fucking said that! Boo! I thought you were ready to repent. Are you really picking school over me? He kinda has to. She really knows how to hit me where it hurts. Take a quick glance at the clock. It's just past 9. If I were to head to school now, I'd be late anyway. Besides, I do owe it to her for making her stand around all night. When it comes down to it, spending time with her does sound like a lot more fun. Fine, fine. I'm all yours. But we aren't going to find any new leads during the day, right? That's totally fine. If we're just strolling around town, it doesn't matter. It's still daylight. No, you lost me. I thought you wanted to make up for lost time since we didn't go looking for any vampires yesterday. Well, yeah, we'll continue our search after night falls. But I figured it'd be tough for you to be on the job all day long, so we can take it easy while the sun's out. Sure, that makes sense, but if it's just the two of us walking around town, it'll look an awful lot like a date. It'll look like a date. Sure, we've walked around at night, but this would be different. We'd 100% look like a couple. That's kind of the goal here, I'm pretty sure. These things probably don't even occur to Arquid. Her being a vampire and all, she probably just wants me to take her somewhere fun, but come on. Can I even handle time with her without any vampire hunting to keep us busy? You okay, Shiki? Your cheeks are kinda red. I scramble to cover my face with my hands and avert my gaze from Arquid. It's not like we haven't already had plenty of alone time. But so far it's been some life-or-death situation. Fighting for survival, thinking about anything else would have meant certain death. I've been trying to ignore her beauty in order to focus on the task at hand. But what if we just spent the day together like normal people without a clear objective in mind or an impending doom to distract us? No doubt I'd start to notice things I could do without. Shiki, I guess you'd rather go to school after all, huh? Never said that. I already agreed to come along. I told you I wasn't going to break my word again, remember? I don't know what's gotten into you, but I'd be happy to walk around town. Oh, thanks, Shiki. Come on, we'd better get going then. Her smile is dazzling bright. What does she have to thank me for? Arquid practically skips over the window she presumably entered from. Hold on. I still have to change. Just look out the window or something. Did you say something? I did, but, just wait outside. I'll catch you. Yep. I'll catch up with you in a second. Okay. I'll be over by the gate then. Don't keep me waiting any longer than you already have, okay? Arquid slinks out of the window as lithe and agile as a cat, so she jumped. Watch as she bounds between the trees. There she goes from branch to branch, never touching the ground even once. Before I know it, she's gone from my sight. Seeing her now, it's no wonder that she managed to slip inside my room unnoticed. This isn't the time to be admiring her. This is absolutely the time to be admiring her. You are getting a glimpse into her that most people would kill for. I've got to get out of here without Hisui noticing. The second floor window is not an option. Don't even think about it. I quickly changed into some casual attire. It's a school day, so putting on my uniform would only draw unwanted attention. Pretty sure a teenager being out of school is going to draw attention. Opening my door just a crack, I peek to make sure nobody's coming down the hall. I don't want to risk passing through the lobby, so instead I climb out of the window of an empty room on the first floor. I was about to say, second story window. People? Finally, I make it to the gate. I had to take a bit of a detour through the garden to avoid detection, so it took a little longer than I would have liked. Why does she look upset now? We didn't take that long. Of course, Arcueid is already here. Sorry for the wait. Let's get moving. The longer we stick around, the higher the chance that Kohaku will catch us. And she's a little snitch, ain't she? Huh? Oh, right. Yeah, we should get going. Her response is surprisingly flat compared to how bouncy and energetic she was earlier. What is it this time? Did something happen while you were waiting? No, not really. In spite of my tone, her head still seems to be up in the clouds. You're not feeling well because the sun's out. You don't have to overdo it, you know. You can cancel our show if it's too much. Yeah, aren't you supposed to be asleep right now? You know, recovering strength? Last time I checked, you still were wounded in the stomach. No, I'm fine. It just... looking at these gates made me think of yesterday. You mean how you were waiting for me at the park? Arcueid nods meekly. Can we please just explain to her that we got sick? And that Akiha would not let us leave? Yesterday I came here and snuck into your room without thinking twice, but looking back, it's kind of strange what I did. Strange is putting it mildly. Very mildly. It's a little stalkerish. It's a little stalkerish. Why was I so angry with you? It's not like it's the first time you haven't kept your word. Damn, she's calling us out. Arcueid folds her hands together as she ponders the mystery. Hey, do you know why I was so mad? Because we didn't show the fuck up and didn't bother to say shit. You're always calling me stupid, so surely you got the answers, right? If Arcueid doesn't know, then there's no way I would. But if I were to wager a guess... Not a single one of these is a good answer. Not a single one. By the way, let me know what y'all think of the new camera angle. I'm trying to get something down. I didn't like the last angle. I felt like it didn't really show the emotion I feel. Look at, we're going with revenge. That seems like the least one that's going to get us killed. Let's see. Because you wanted revenge, right? Revenge? Against you? I did kill you once. You forgave me after everything with Law, but that was only because I couldn't reverse what I did to you, so I might have paid back the original debt, but I still owe you for putting you through all that, don't I? We're even now, aren't we? So what's the issue? I wouldn't say we're even at all. We can't expect the slate to be wiped clean just from me being her bodyguard for a day. To be fair, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. When I asked her not to lay a hand on humans, she did me one better by ensuring no harm came to the city. If you ask me, paying a debt 1,000 times over still wouldn't be enough. Didn't we kind of just damage the entirety of that park area? Or were we blaming Vlav for that? I'm okay with blaming both. The last time I checked, she left a crater. It's gotta be an emotion thing. You still get angry whenever you think about how I killed you, right? Maybe you haven't actually forgiven me, and one day you want to exact some sort of payback. Not that I don't want to get even, but that's more because you're never on time whenever we meet. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Hey, I've only been late twice. Also, did she just admit she'd like to get even with me one day? That's kind of horrifying. I better make sure I arrive on time from now on. Anyhow, isn't that plenty of reason for you to be angry? It makes sense for you to despise me. You know, maybe I do. It's tricky since I've never talked to anyone else this much before. We can tell. We can tell. Arkwood hangs her head as she contemplates the situation in complete silence. Then, do you hate me, Shiki? Absolutely not. Nope. Nope. Wait, huh? What? Arkwood's sneak attack nearly brings my brain to a stop, but then I remember we're still at the front gate of the estate. It's a bright and sunny day, and I'm fully accustomed to her ambushes after this morning's wake-up call. With that grounding me, I say, what a dumb question. Whether I like you or not isn't a factor here. I mean, what would you even do if I said that I hated you? Would you let me go? Of course not. I'd make you help me by force. What am I gonna do with you? You don't just casually say shit like that. See, it doesn't matter whether I like you or not. Personal feelings have nothing to do with getting things done. We just need to be able to work together. Seems I managed to get through to her with that. At her core, Arkwood prizes rationality and efficiency. It just shows how much yesterday must have pissed her off. She's still riled up to such a degree that she'd let a silly question like that bother her. Alright, fine. As long as it doesn't wind up endangering my life, I'll entertain whatever whims she's got today. Did you find the answer you were looking for? Then we should get going. Even if we haven't decided on a destination yet, we should at least get away from the Tono estate. Yes! This hill overlooking the city contains nothing but the mansion and some woods, neither of which is the kind of playground Arkwood's probably looking for. For now, we'll just head for the station in the middle of town. Hi-ho, it's down the road we go. Arkwood skips down the slope ahead of me. She's like a kid excited for her to go on her first errand. By the way, I noticed your clothes are different today. What happened to your usual all-black outfit? That was her school uniform? All-black outfit? Right, in her mind, my school uniform and I practically come as a pair. Though I'd argue our uniform is really more of a dark navy. I really wish she'd stop taking every chance to paint me as some kind of emo kid. You're dating a vampire. I think you qualify. You do realize I can't go out in my school uniform when I'm skipping class. Besides, today's a special day. We're not doing our usual search, right? That's why I'm wearing slightly nicer clothes than usual. To be fair, I mostly just swapped out my sneakers for some leather shoes, but at least it's something. I see, it's special, huh? Arkwood pauses as if she just thought of something. Chiki, stop right there. Right about face, and close your eyes. For about 3 seconds. Is she about to kiss us? Right about face? You mean turn around? She says it so casually that I don't even think twice about following her orders. I spin around and close my eyes. The moment I do, my thoughts catch up and I start wondering what the hell I'm doing. Behold, I won't be outdone. Outdone? In what? Suddenly I feel a strange gust of wind swirl around behind my back. Hey, what's the meaning of... Yeah! Yes! Yes! My thoughts and words come to an abrupt halt. Girl, you rock that outfit. What do you think? It's not like we'll wind up battling in broad daylight, so something like this might be a nice change of pace. Girl, 10 out of 10. You've got some fashion sense. Yas, queen, yas! I need something that... I love that outfit. Holy shit. Yes, yes. I feel your heartbeat right now in my ears. I feel that. This can't be real. What the hell is this new look of hers? Is that fur and a bow? How did she change in the blink of an eye? No. Where did she even get this from? None of that matters. She looks good. Devastatingly good, putting it mildly. But there's still a conservative look to it that, like, it doesn't go overboard. Girls out here rocking better than most people do on a day-to-day basis. Girl knows how to accessorize. Hey, pretty different than your usual, right? Isn't it cute? Yes! Yes, it is! Whoa? Whoa. What are you saying? How do I even respond to that? Abso-fucking-lutely! It's a big-ass yes! There's no other answer than yes! Is it cute? She is. Like, she hasn't just transcended all known dimensions of cuteness. This is beyond comprehension, beyond human intellect even. Don't tell me all vampires come with perfect date outfits. No, I think it's just her. Girl has so many outfits that she looks good in. She was already so cute I could die, and she still outdoes herself. What is she, a fashion model? God, she's like the fluffiest rabbit given human form. I just want to take a picture and treasure it forever. I mean, to be fair, there we go. We can! Are you just using every cheat code imaginable, you monster? Use it back! How am I supposed to know if I look any good or not if you don't say anything? By reading his body language, because right now the dude is like, hello? Yes, Honor, I know it's amazing! It's a special day, so something like this would be better, right, Chiki? You want to know whether it's good? It's bad. Really, really bad. In fact, for my mental stability, that is, I should deny it on behalf of all humankind so she can no longer wreak havoc on us. No, you need to parade that around town. But I wonder if there's anyone on this earth who can deny Arkwright when she's looking this fine. I know there's a... There we go. I grit my teeth. I got to fight every urge to raise my white flag and surrender. Pulling together every last shred of dignity in me, I utter a response. Yeah, that should work. Though I struggled, I managed to preserve humanity's dignity. Smooth. Her earlier play might have broken through my defenses and done some damage, but I've regained the high ground. You never had the high ground! There's no reason for me to panic any further. Right now, I've got to pull myself together and rein her in like usual. Well then, was there anywhere you wanted to go? Nope. I'll leave it up to you. Just take me wherever you like. Wherever I'd like, huh? She's clearly the kind of person who says that anything is fine when you ask them what they want for dinner. It sounds simple enough, but in truth, having this much freedom only ups the difficulty. For reals, you have no idea. Trust me. What do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? Oh, I don't know. Anything's fine. Tacos? No. Sushi? No. Ramen? No. Fried chicken? No. I have no clue what kind of place Arkwright would like to visit, but I'm going to have to think of something before we get to the station. At least I've got enough in my wallet to cover whatever we do. Where should we go? I'm not leaving this up to chance. Not again. Last time I ended up talking to Akiha and hating my life for like a good 30 seconds. The weather's nice today, so I might as well take her to the park. We could stroll around till we're feeling nice and relaxed and then hang around the station afterwards. I would absolutely be showing off Arkwood right now. So we enter the park. It's a weekday morning, but there's still plenty of people out and about. Office workers in their suits, mothers with their children, and a few couples just a bit older than me. There's a lot of people here during the day. We've been here plenty of times, but it feels like a totally different place now. Despite her disinterested inflection, there's a sparkle of excitement in her eyes. It seems the park was the right call. Oh, someone set up shop over there. What are they selling, Shiki? Let's go find out. Please be hot corn dogs. Arkwood points towards the shop, her face full of wonder. Ribbons. They're manning an ice cream truck on the other side of the fountain. Saten... Oh, Saten ice cream. Yeah. That's just an out-of-season ice cream vendor. Ignore it. Cold stuff's bad for you anyways. A nipper demands in the bud before they have a chance to sprout. Can you really say no to that face? Can we really say no to that face? Eating some ice cream under the autumn sky honestly doesn't sound too bad. But we have a long day ahead of us, and I prefer to avoid shocking my digestive system. No! We are getting ice cream. I said there's a weird feeling I can't shake. As we wander around, it seems I can't seem to settle down. Hey, Shiki, are the people here friends of yours? Nope. There's only one guy I'm friends with who'd be skipping school to goof off. Why do you ask? Oh, it's just that everyone keeps staring this way, so I thought maybe they knew you. I think it's you they're staring at, hon. I think it's you. Oh, that explains things. The situation finally became clear. I was looking for a nice place to sit, a spot with some shade, a good view, and not too many people around, but we kept drawing glances. Needless to say, it's not me they're looking at, it's her. I totally set my mind. After all, Arkwood is my vampire hunting partner, and, well, a vampire herself. That's why I've been trying not to pay too much attention to her looks. But there's no hiding the fact that she's drop-dead gorgeous. Why are we just now stating this? I'm jealous of her fashion sense. Seriously. In her casual, she's good. In her fat-kicking butt, she's like, I'm gonna look stylish and kick your ass. And now she's just like, oh, we're on a date? Excuse me while I turn all the heads. Like, seriously. Seriously. You can't look at that and not go. Yeah. Yeah. Every man is doing this. How the fuck do I get that? Even me as an asexual is looking at that going, that is beautiful. That is gorgeous. Of course she draws attention walking around a public park. And all the men giving her lingering looks are most definitely waiting for a chance to make their move. And they're not gonna get it with you right there. Arkwood, let's go somewhere else. No! I take her hand into mine and pull her in close as if to shield her from the prying looks. The quicker we get to the other end of the park, the better. Let her go take care of those men. The rest area that we normally use as the meeting place is a lot less busy compared to the space around the fountain. It's a little regrettable that we were more or less forced into coming here instead, but it's better than the alternative. We kill some time, or we can kill some time around here. Are you thirsty? I'll grab us some drinks. Finally letting go of her hand, I turn around to face her. Oh, sure. Just water if that's okay. No problem. You just wait on the bench for a bit. Oh, and if any of those guys approach you, ignore them. I mean it. Don't bother with them, no matter what they say. I want to see that conversation. Are you kidding me? I want to see that conversation. I do a little sprint to the nearest vending machine. Guess there's no other choice. Only water would be pretty dull, and the ice cream stand is still open. Bring back the ice cream. Noon comes and goes, and still we're at the park. I'd suggest we'd hang out near the station, but Arkwood said she'd rather stay and look around here. From our bench at the edge, she still has a perfect view of the entire area. There's a small procession of pigeons passing by. It's lunchtime now, so I'm seeing a lot more people in suits than before. I also notice a few students that seem to be around my age. And like before, there are plenty of cute, carefree children running around and playing. Arkwood observes the picturesque sight in silence. Her expression doesn't carry her usual wide-eyed innocence, nor does it have the same cold indifference from when she fought the dead apostle. Can I ask you something weird? You're always weird. What's up? I think both of you are weird, but that probably just proves the point. Guess that means you love weird questions then. Never mind that. If I were anything but weird, I wouldn't be here hanging out with her in the first place. Facts! Facts! You told me you didn't care about humans, but that wasn't true, was it? I mean, it's not like you hate us, right? Whether she likes us is a separate issue entirely, of course. You weren't kidding about us being weird. Why do you think that? Why? Because there's no way someone with an expression like that could hate us. No particular reason. Oh, and it's not like I'm just hoping that's the case, or that you'll help out more. After all, I know you're not a particularly gentle creature. Miss smashes the ground into a 40-meter deep crater. Exactly! She could level a city. She put a crater in the dirt and damaged the city. Rude! I'm super gentle. I'm just not great at holding back. I know that feeling. Sometimes I don't know my own strength. There we go. Even when she's angry, she's kind of cute. Arkwood isn't herself unless she's at least this animated. It's better than that I forget this feeling from before. Honestly, I may have accidentally killed the conversation a little. It doesn't feel a little awkward or anything. It just seems like Arkwood wants some silence, so I'm happy to go along. Hey, Shiki. Are just racing out? Want to go back to the station and grab something to eat? Oh, no. Nothing like that. I was just thinking about earlier. Earlier? Does she mean that my weird question? I'm not sure what you mean. What about earlier? You know, when you grabbed my hand? What was that about? You've touched me a few times before, but always with a reason, and yet you didn't have a reason this time, so I'm just wondering, I guess. You're wondering why I did it? The answer isn't something I can articulate. There wasn't a reason. Or rather, it's something I'd prefer to keep to myself. He just doesn't want to explain boys to her. I just did it. Look, holding hands isn't such a big deal, okay? That sort of spur-of-the-moment thing happens all the time with humans. Oh, yeah? You do a lot of things without a reason, don't you, Shiki? You're pretty inefficient. I object to that notion that doing things without reason is the same as being inefficient. Think of it as having one less step in the decision-making process. Pretty efficient, if you look at it that way. Though I can't say if it's always a better way of doing things. I see. She's either applauding my conclusion or fed up with me. Whichever it is, she turns her gaze back to the fountain. Hey Shiki, this is random, but were you ever like that? It takes me a moment to even realize what she's asking. Her eyes are trained on the kids frolicking around the park. She must be wondering if I was the same when I was younger. Maybe. I used to play outside, sure, but it was always around the mansion. We hardly ever went to the park to play. And I was always with Akiha and them. I never got the chance to play with random strangers like these kids do. In a way, it was like being raised in a sterilized room, removed from the outside world. You mean like how she was raised, basically? vibe I'm getting. What about you? You don't have to say it if it's a difficult topic. If vampires don't even have a childhood, it's probably rude to bring that sort of thing up. How old is this girl? I think you've already guessed, but I don't have any memories of my early years. Whenever I was too weak, I'd be asleep. Oh, my only memories are from when I've been in peak condition like now. I guess that's why it's so strange to me. Why do humans waste so much time living through youth and old age? The question seems to be aimed more at herself than at me. Forget it. This is the first time I've ever idled around like this, so it must be messing with my brain. Arkway gets back up from the bench. Sometimes it's good to just slow down and watch the world, hun. Sit back down. Come on, let's go to the station. There's nothing fun to do here anyway. Seriously? I shot without thinking. You idiot. If you were bored, you should have just told me. Honestly, I thought... Huh? Sure, it was boring, but I still had a good time. I think it's actually nice to not do anything once in a while, don't you think? I guess you're right. Things can be dull, but you can still feel like it isn't the time wasted. And now that I think about it, it's rare for us to be able to kill some time. Yeah, this isn't so bad once in a while. We should get some lunch, though. I haven't had a bite all day, and I'm starving. I push myself off the bench and leave the park. For the slightest moment, I think of taking her hand in mine again, but I stop myself. I can't hold it like I did before, back when I didn't have a reason to. Things were fine when I wasn't aware of my own feelings. But if I were to grab her hand now, if I were to hold it simply because I wanted to, it'd be no good for me at all. How much you want to bet she wants him to and she's upset that he's not? How much you want to bet that she wants him to? We end up going to a laddish lunch at a little past 2 in the afternoon. I would have liked to take Arkway somewhere fancy, but ultimately I'm limited by my wallet. I wanted to go where you normally eat. That's what the lady said, so food court it is. Though I'm not sure if Arkway will even want to eat any of this. It's still worth a try. After intensely scrutinizing the menu for a good while, she ends up ordering the same thing as me. And she does not look happy about it. That girl is not happy about what she ordered. I sit in the chair across from Arkway. She takes a restless look around the food court before popping a french fry into her mouth with practiced ease. You seem pretty comfortable. And here I'd guess this was your first time at a place like this. It is my first time. I've known about these types of facilities for a while, but only in theory, not practice. You've never been to a food court? Theory, huh? I guess you do watch the news. Does that mean you flip through magazines and stuff too? Your clothes look normal, and you seem surprisingly well adapted to modern society. Where's your bow? Put your bow back on! That made your outfit just complete. Bob's attire was a lot closer to my idea of a Western vampire. Something more stereotypically medieval than what Arkway is wearing now. But I guess even vampires know how to keep up with the times. It's not really the process I use, though. Obviously, I need a fair amount of general knowledge if I am to set foot in a human society. So, I gather as much information as I can about the present era whenever I wake up. Though it often winds up being a waste of time, seeing as I usually finish things in a day or two. Aw. Every now and then, Arkway says something that goes totally over my head. What do you mean, a waste of time? Well, because I always go back to sleep as soon as I'm done. I never know how many years it'll be before I wake up again, which means I'm more practical to discard everything I've learned before my next awakening. But it feels like that was a mistake. It was a mistake. I've only ever known the world through what I've learned about it. Even though I knew humans gather in places like this, I've never had the chance to experience it for myself. I see, but isn't it okay just to know about it? I mean, sure, you were a little confused about the menu, but you managed to order just fine. Well, of course I did. That's the entire point of me learning about these things. But those are nothing more than facts and numbers on a page. The world of knowledge has its truth, but what one experiences in the flesh is more than just theory. What I'm saying is that experience trumps theory any day. I could remember billions of words, but it's pointless if I don't go out and use them, you know? A somber sigh escapes her lips. Aren't there some who say understanding the theory behind something enhances our experience of it? Spoken like someone who's only ever known the theory. Though, up until just recently, that would have been me. Arquid is looking more downtrodden by the second. Udon! She's dragging me down too. I'm not really sure how to put it, but I just don't like seeing her this sad. Aren't you giving up too soon? There's people who only know theory, and then there's those who can overwrite their theory by getting the experience they lack. Just take a look around you. This place is crawling with people who couldn't be more different. There are many people in this food court alone, and not a single one is the same. Well, you actually said something pretty deep there. You're the one who turned things all serious, so I'm just going along with you. Don't go killing the conversation now. Especially now that you're finally opening up about yourself. I know. I can talk to you about whatever I want, whenever I want. You usually get all angry and shouty, but you'll actually listen when I'm serious, huh? Arquid laughs cheerfully. I'll never say this out loud, but her laugh is nothing like that of a vampire. I swear, it's almost like you tend to forget she's a vampire. Do I really get shouty that often, though? Yes! Yes, you do! I'm surprised you haven't yelled at her yet. I was a bit too narrow-minded once I decided something. I closed myself off to other options. I need no one but myself. As long as I'm doing what's right, things will be okay. That's just who I am. It's true, though. There are as many hearts as there are people, and each one is different. Many of them can't and do things I can't as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Arquid's tone is almost gentle as she considers her shortcomings. But ultimately, no matter how much I reflect, I don't think how I am will change that much. Besides, it's like me of right now. Most of all, I think this is the right me to be. Arquid smiles proudly, takes another quick look around the food court, and follows with a hearty bite of her hamburger. Chomp chomp. There she goes, eradicating my preconceptions about vampires again with each bite of junk food. It's strange. There's no way to eat a burger elegantly, but somehow Arquid still manages to look gorgeous while doing so. So gorgeous, it's almost uncanny. That's called being and having a crush. Why are you staring? Wait, was I eating it wrong? Arquid scrambles to place the burger back onto the tray. Sheepishly, she pats her lips with a napkin. Even this simple, mundane action looks exceptionally high-class when she does it. No, that was right. It's just strange to see you do it. It doesn't suit you, so it's probably better if you stop eating burgers altogether. It doesn't suit me? What's that supposed to mean? How do I put this gently without sounding weird and creepy? It just looks wrong. You got a small mouth, so it's weird to see you gobbling up fast food like that. You look like when you were just nibbling on fries, though. So here, take mine. I wouldn't have phrased it that way. I placed my fries onto Arquid's tray. Frankly, I'm not really sure what's driving me to act like this either. Keep them. If I'm going out of my way to have food, it feels like a waste to only eat sort of stuff. Feels like I'm not even eating anything. I mean, fries can feel that way. Arquid purses her lips into a pout, then bites into her hamburger again. Every chomp of hers feels particularly exaggerated now that she's aware of my critical gaze. The intense ephemeral beauty that enveloped her before has diminished a little, making the scene just barely tolerable to the human eye. Doesn't make a hamburger-eating vampire any less bizarre, though. That's because you keep expecting her to just go right on somebody's neck. That's all I'm saying. As a fact of nature, creatures need to ingest nutrients in order to survive. Most do that by eating. And yet Arquid says she doesn't drink blood. Does that mean her source of nutrition is the same as ours, just regular food? Wait, does she get nutrition just from food? Is that how she survived this long? Hey, Arquid. What are you going to bully me about this time? No more complaints about your eating habits, I promise. There's just something I wanted to ask, if that's alright. Fine. What is it? You're a vampire, right? I was just wondering if that means the only thing you could really eat is, well, blood. Arquid's eyes open wide. I knew it. This was an inappropriate question to ask. What was your first clue? Just look at her. She's obviously not bothered. She's not bothered? That question felt a little racist. Just a little racist. The truth is, I don't need to eat anything at all. Hold up, what? Sure, I can derive energy from the things I consume, but that's only if I feel like it. Huh? The way I feel my body is fundamentally different from you. I do have an appetite, but it's better to think of it like a human. We're just gonna skip over the rest of that line. I might get irritated when I don't eat, but it's not one of my priorities, so I rarely ever triggers my impulse conversion. Arquid casually rejects the notion of blood-based diet. Looks like she really is fine without drinking it at all. Is that right? Thank God, Arquid might be a vampire, but she isn't at all like the rest of her kind. She doesn't kill people in order to feed. Seriously, why couldn't she have told me this from the start? Would have saved us a racist question, that's for sure. She could have just said, I'm a vampire that doesn't need to drink blood. Things would have been so much easier. I would have been so much more willing to cooperate. You've been pretty cooperative for now. Wait a second. You can't call yourself a vampire if you don't even drink blood. Isn't that your defining characteristic? Again, it's a little racist. Of course I can. You couldn't consume the same bland, tasteless thing every day, right? Sometimes you crave toxins over healthy nutrients. Take this burger, for example. Why did you choose this shop? Because you wanted to replenish your nutrients. Or because you desperately wanted to eat this mass-produced lump of processed meat topped off with cheap bread and chemical seasoning served without an ounce of creativity or skill. So we're eating at McDonald's! We are currently eating at McDonald's. That's where we are. Which means it's not even a burger. It's embarrassing to say it out loud, but yeah, I just wanted to eat some junk food. See? That's fine, though. Nothing embarrassing about it. Some things look delicious even though you know they're bad for you. For me, that thing is human blood. In that sense, I'm no different from you humans craving something I don't need. When it comes to basic life process like reproduction or nutrition, intelligent beings require some secondary incentive or they'll slack off. They eat because it tastes good. They breed because it feels good. No life form epitomizes this more than your kind. Humans know that connecting an activity to pleasure will make you thrive. You're a comparatively weak organism that figured out its optimal mode of survival in this universe and used it to grow dominant. That's quite rare in this universe. There's a certain passion to her words. She says them without a single drip of disdain for humanity. If anything, it sounds more like a mother fondly extolling the growth of her children. However, that's what you're getting at here. She's making it sound like humans can't survive without entertainment or pleasure. As a human myself, I find that kind of tough to accept. No. We just follow the dopamine. Humans just follow the dopamine. It's not a bad thing. In fact, it's how you became the most prolific higher animal on the planet. An organism that attempts to find meaning in its own existence is an incredible step in evolution. It's honestly pretty mind-blowing. Why does this girl understand human psychology better than humans? Why do I keep drinking out of an empty cup? Anyway, as for true ancestors, in other words, me, blood is the ultimate food for fulfilling those secondary metaphysical incentives. Emphasis on secondary. If I only want to survive to exist, it's totally unnecessary. So let me see if I get this right. For a true ancestor, blood is the food best suited for satisfying the mind's cravings. But you told me you don't like drinking blood. Oh. I think I finally caught on. Just like humans have some foods they like or dislike, you don't like the taste of blood. Realization hits me out of nowhere. But it's refuted just as quickly by Arkwood's troubled frown. I couldn't say I don't know what blood tastes like. Huh? She doesn't know? Didn't I tell you I only really qualify as half a vampire? I've never tasted blood, so I don't know if it's good or not. All I know is that once you drink someone's blood, you stop seeing them as a person. Arkwood mutters as she casts her gaze to the side. Hey Shiki, I've got a question. What if birds and fish were just as intelligent as you? They had a similar lifespan. Could you still eat them? Yeah, maybe. I mean, crows are pretty smart. Crows are hella smart. Could you treat food like food, no matter how intelligent the thing you're devouring is? I mean... Could I? I'm not sure, but I suppose if there were still creatures of lesser intelligence around, I'd eat those instead. See what I'm getting at? It's the same reason I don't like blood. Maybe it really is as simple as a human who doesn't like certain foods, like you said. But if I can help it, I don't even like to look at blood. That's why she... Oh... That's why when we were dripping blood, she got... That makes so much sense. I thought she just had some kind of craving and was like, nope, I'm not eating that, not eating that. And yet, if humans didn't possess intelligence or values, maybe I wouldn't have any reservation about drinking from them. After all, that's a fundamental law of nature. To continue living, you must rob the life force of another. I can't help but flinch a little in surprise. She's saying it's not a sin to murder in the name of survival. It's a perfectly natural line of reasoning for a vampire, but hearing it from her lips still makes me recoil. I'm here to kill vampires that follow that very line of thought, and I'm not about to view Arkwood as one of them. Organisms killing one another is all part of the circle of life, sure, but aren't you too like us for that? If anything, it's got to be against the laws of nature to eat something so similar to you. So please stop with the hypotheticals. I don't even like to talk about what-ifs. Really? I quite enjoy them. You never know how something might play out, but isn't there a certain sense of salvation in imagining what could happen? What-ifs. I fucking hate what-ifs. I've lived my life too long on the what-ifs. I'm tired of them. What if she wasn't a vampire? Then I wouldn't have to feel like this. What if she was a blood-sucking monster like the other vampires? Would I be less irritated? What if you told her how you feel? You okay there, Shiki? You're looking awful gloomy all of a sudden. He's just deep in thought. Do you need to go to the bathroom or something? I love her priorities! She always has the best priorities. Her train of thought is just not even a straight line. It's like... Bathroom? I'm having a serious existential crisis over here, and that's what you ask me? I sigh. But honestly, that was just what I needed to pull myself back. No matter how hard I think about them, these moral questions about drinking or not drinking blood don't seem to affect Arkwright all that much. Right, this isn't any of my business anyway. Stop mumbling to yourself, would you? It's rude to keep hiding things from me. Arkwright huffs at me like an angry kid. I'm not hiding anything. Besides, you're the one who's always hiding stuff. You always look all amused when you hit me with another incomprehensible explanation. That's not entirely untrue, now that you mention it. What, so do you enjoy seeing my brain break? I'm not sure if you like picking on me or just the secretive person at heart. Either way, it's not like we're the same species, so it doesn't matter to me. Hey now! I don't try to tell you things, you know. If you think I have a lot to hide, maybe it's because you're not asking enough questions. There she goes again, hitting me where it hurts. To be honest, I've consciously avoided asking her too much. As a human, it's terrifying to venture any deeper into the world of vampires. I am more curious than anything else. I would love to understand more, just please don't do a random exposition dump again. I had enough of that. That was long. And as an individual, I didn't want to know so much that I couldn't go back to my old mundane life whenever I felt like it. That left a long time ago. I'm sorry to tell you that. That is out the window. That is like 8 miles down the road, take a left, next state over. But after last night, I've come too far to keep myself in the dark. There are some things I simply have to know. Alright. Go tell me whatever I want to know. Yeah, we're a team after all. How do you reproduce? Then I'll do exactly what she wants. I'll go straight to the core of the matter, to the one thing that Arkwright has been evading the entire time. The identity of her target. I need to know who this vampire is that we're chasing. Okay then. What kind of vampire is your enemy? You must be pretty familiar with them after chasing them this far. Well, how should I... Come on, you just said you had nothing to hide. I don't, but just listen, okay? And don't fly off the handle. It was only recently that I learned we were hiding here, so I haven't encountered them yet. Okay! That's why I don't know what form they've taken. They could literally be anyone. A man, woman, even a child. And do we have anything else to go by? Slav had that, Eminence art? Was it? Those wild powers of his, don't they have anything like that? I won't know till I see them in person. The vampire I'm targeting is a particularly powerful dead apostle. The difficult part is that I can't predict what form or power they'll have this time. I guess, in a way, that's what makes them unique. The only thing I know for sure is that they're somewhere in the city. She seems to be telling the truth, but it does feel like she's hiding something crucial. For starters, okay, fair, you haven't come across them yet. So you've got no way of knowing what they're capable of or what they look like. But you should at least be able to give me a name, right? A name? Yes, a name. Arkwright hangs her head and goes silent. She's struggling. Something is preventing her from saying her target's name. Or so I thought. Their name? A feeling of foreboding gnaws at my chest. A chill runs down my neck, cold enough to make me believe she's frozen in the entire restaurant with a single breath. His name, Shiki, it's... She said she wouldn't hide anything from me. It's Michael Roa Mahjong. Typical run-of-the-mill dead apostle. Former human turned vampire. Though her eyes remain downcast, her lips are chillingly beautiful as she mouths the words. Yet a deep sense of loathing fills every word. Arkwood? She remains silent. Her shoulders tremble. She's doing her best to hold back everything she's feeling even now. Sorry for bringing up something so trivial. Knowing his name is enough for me. The rest we can learn where we find him ourselves. Arkwood lightly shakes her head, as though she's telling me she can't lay the matter to rest now. I was expecting some kind of twist. Honestly, with the way that went through, I was expecting some kind of twist. I was kind of expecting it to be hush. A few moments passed in silence. I'm sorry, Shiki. This is pathetic, but just saying his name is enough for me to lose my cool. Arkwood still won't meet my eyes as she apologizes. This meekness doesn't suit her. Don't worry about it. It's actually a relief to see you looking so human. Uh-huh. I looked human just now? Sure. Chasing after someone you hate, never calling them by name for fear of getting too emotional? That's incredibly human, as it makes way more sense than the idea of you as a cold, cynical vampire killer. And if you've got a good reason, it makes me want to help you even more. I almost say it, but I stopped myself just in time. Those wouldn't be the words of someone who's only in a protected city. Anyway, that's enough questions for now. I got like 80 more questions. This kind of junk food tastes like crap if you let it go cold. This kind of junk food tastes like crap if you let it go cold, so let's eat up. Okay. No, honestly, I didn't think it tasted any good to start with. This is the sort of thing that you enjoy? I mean, it's cheap. The princess politely averts her gaze. Apparently, she thinks I have a peasant's palate. That's totally unfair. We just got unlucky today. Burgers can be delicious sometimes. Yeah, but you chose the McDonald's. After finishing up our food and wandering around the main street for a while, we decided to go to my school. The idea came about when the sun was just about to set. Without warning, Arkwood perked up and said something totally out of left field. I want to go see your school. I'm not sure what she had in mind, but that wickedly disarming smile made me cave. I need to sit back. Oh boy. Whee! It's a little before 5. It's a little after 6. Due to our school's early dismissal and ban on club activities, there's no one around the main gate. I'd wager you could count the number of people left within the building on one hand. So, less than 5. As long as we don't do anything conspicuous, I can probably take Arkwood as far as the courtyard. Just to remind you, we really shouldn't be here. For one, I decided to skip class today, and you'd be considered a trespasser. I get it already. Don't worry. I won't cause you any trouble. Too late. Too late. We're already there. I'm already there. Take a look around. The sunshine in your hair and the shadow on the ground. Arkwood curiously glances through the gates to see what's going on inside. We'd better move. I can't think of anything more noticeable than a random blonde beauty loitering outside the gate. Come on, Arkwood. Let's go to the courtyard for now. Taking her by the hand, I lead her inside. So, when does the nun come back out and try to kick our butts? Courtyard is just as quiet as I'd expect. Come to think of it, Arkwood actually came here once before. At the time, it felt like my heart was going to burst out of my chest. Looking back on it now, though, I can't help but smile. I mean, come on, this vampire strolls around in broad daylight and into my school, no less. You'd think there'd be a limit to her cluelessness. No! At this point, no! At this point, I'm pretty sure we're tripping over the bar. Hey, Shiki, did you notice? Notice what exactly? The school. As far as I can tell, there's no one here. What? I look through the windows. The classrooms are empty naturally, but I'm surprised to see the lights in the faculty room are also turned off. Awkward is right, this place is totally empty aside from us. The main gate was still open though. Could we have just missed the last staff member leaving as we were headed into the courtyard? Hey, nobody's here. You know what that means, right? Awkward looks at me expectantly. Somehow I know exactly what she's trying to say. We're now going to take a tour of the school, aren't we? Don't even think about it. My outright refusal goes in one ear and out the other. If there's no one around, there will be no one to get mad at us if we go in. We came at a perfect time. No, not even if you beg. Well, the inside is more spacious than I thought. The corridors are so wide, how practical. That's weird. Awkward's voice just now sounded like it came from near the windows. Shiki! I can't get the thing to open. Is it okay if I break it? No! Absolutely not! I take off at warp speed. Awkward is standing in front of one of the windows, idly winding up her arm in anticipation. I'm practically nauseous from panic as I run to intercept her before she actually punches the glass in. Can't you listen to me for once? No, this entire game she has not listened once to you. What made you think she's going to start now? There's no way I can unleash such a deranged vandal into our poor school. Even if I stand no chance of stopping her, I should at least try. Shiki, I want to take a peek inside. Oh, there's her bow! There's her bow. I will say, it completes the outfit. 100% completes the outfit. That little fur right on top. She must have taken it off because she was inside. Could you get the lock in the window for me? How about we just go in through the front door? Don't just casually ask people to kill things for you. But you do a much cleaner job, you know? Your cuts are sharper with any blade. Even if someone noticed, they'll never figure out what happened. She eagerly gestures at the window. You're such a kid sometimes. I tilt my glasses a bit, peering in just over the frame. It doesn't take long to locate the arc-shaped line that runs along the window's latch. Damn it. There's just no fighting your whims, is there? You thought there was a chance of that. You're funny. That's funny. This girl runs on. What's the best thing I can do for my entertainment? We're doing that. Slipping the knife out of my pocket, I smoothly sever the lock. Though I guess it's more accurate to say I killed the lock. There we are. There we are, and you go. Does this school not have a security alarm? Or, you know, security cameras? I open the window wide and climb inside. Maybe those that cleaned up after class forgive us. Oh. I'm not sure if I should call it predictable or cliche, but the first place Arkway wanted to see was my classroom located on the 3rd floor. What are you learning here? Everything. Standard stuff, the same thing every normal student learns about. For her, that is a very long list. She's not quite sure what exactly that means. There's classes on history and the finer points of Japanese culture. We study physics and math to help us get better at understanding the world around us. Oh, and we're taught English too, just in case we ever decide to travel abroad. That's all? Knowing you, I kind of assumed they taught you stuff like human anatomy, the fuck is vivisection? And how to handle sharp objects. This isn't an autopsy class. Arquid actually managed to land a good one there. Arquid, I'm pretty sure you knew exactly what type of place this was from the start. You got me! Arquid gives me a round of applause as she laughs. It's always a struggle to figure out what's on her mind, but this time she's being especially incomprehensible. Coming to my school has nothing to do with vampire hunting. Surely, what is she planning? Shiki. What's with you turning so serious all of a sudden? Let me guess, there was a reason you wanted to bring me here after all. No, I didn't have a reason in mind. I just wanted to ask some questions about what you do here. You mean at school? Yep, you spend half the day here, don't you? Do you actually end up using all that knowledge and experience you pick up in this place? Are you sure you're not wasting your life learning things you'll never need? It's less about the physical and more about the practical. What? Out of all of our questions, this might be the one I have the most trouble grasping. There are things you'll learn here that you'll never use in your entire life. Don't you think that's pointless? Yeah, I guess a lot of time spent here is pointless. You learn math, but if you don't get a job in certain fields, you're probably not going to need it all that much. Knowing basic arithmetic is enough for most people to get by. Same goes for history or English. I don't know if I'll ever have to use either one in the future. Chances are it'll be just like you said, a waste of time. Huh? So you were already aware? I mean, most kids feel that way. Most kids feel that way, honey. Trust me, they're over here being like, when is it lunchtime? Can I go outside and play on my phone? But then, why do you even bother? Human lives are so incredibly short. You don't have time to be wasting yours on things you won't ever need. You think? I guess it's true that I don't have a clear goal as of now. I'm kind of just living my life until I find one. I don't get it. How can you shackle yourself to a daily routine when you know so much of it is pointless? Because the world revolves around a little single green bill? I guess a different color in this country? I really don't get it. Arquid's voice turns into a mutter. I don't quite understand why it's affecting her so much. All I can do is try to find a reply to her soliloquy. I guess you could say we're tied down by routine. But I don't think wasting time is so bad in and of itself. Huh? What's wrong with a little inefficiency? Even if I don't end up using what I learn, it's always a reminder of my time here. There'll come a day when I'm old and gray, and if I can look back on this period of my life with some enjoyment, I think that'll give it all the meaning it needs. You could remember this fondly, even if it's completely pointless? Sure could. Humans are pretty good at forgetting the less enjoyable stuff. In the end, our lives are full of pointless stuff. I mean, what is life if not pointless? Flipping it around, you could say our entire reason for living is to do useless crap. So I try not to take it all too seriously. We all pretend not to notice our entire existence is meaningless, instead deceiving ourselves into thinking this is the best way to live. So you admit it's useless, but you still do it. I'm not just capable of that. I've never been able to do something without a good reason. What are you talking about? You just spent an entire day doing pointless stuff. It's not like walking around town had anything to do with your goal of catching that vampire. So there you go. You did something pointless. I'm pretty sure her point was to get close to you. Because she likes you. Yeah. But I still don't get why it was okay doing that. That's why I tried asking you, since it seems like this is all you ever do, but it only made me more confused. Yeah, I get it already. I'm a human who only ever does meaningless things. I can't just justify my own existence. Oh, Sorry. I know what you want to say. Humanity as a species doesn't measure its value on the individual scale, but as a collective. That's why the sins of a single person can be absolved as long as the collective remains just. You thrive for the purpose of giving rise to a single answer at the moment your species meets its end. But for vampires are individuals to our core. There's no forgiving any mistakes we make. Whatever happens, we mustn't allow ourselves to be influenced by any will other than our own. For that reason, that I was always taught never to allow myself any excess. And yet you have enough money to have gotten the penthouse suite at a hotel that they proceeded to burn down. Ever so softly, Arkwitch strings the words together like she's confessing to something. And now, I don't know anymore. It's only been 7 days, but it feels like my world has flipped upside down. Was I really right before, when all of this had been so much fun? I never imagined that I could be so happy just being alive. Maybe I'm broken somehow. No. I've never been awake this long before. Maybe I went back to sleep long ago, and I've just been dreaming my own selfish dreams. I'm at a loss for words. There's no way I could even start to comprehend what things are like for her. I don't have a clue what she's going through. All I know is that I hate seeing her like this. What do you mean broken? You look normal to me. Maybe on the outside, but inside I'm totally different from how I was. There's such insignificant, meaningless emotions, and yet I now experience joy and displeasure so much stronger than I ever did before. I can't ignore them the way I used to. Does that not make me broken? No, it makes you human. And I was never normal from the start with. Unlike you, I'm a vampire. You think we're normal. You think we're normal. That's adorable. Thanks. Loneliness is etched into her face, but she almost appears to be smiling. She looks fragile, like she might fade away into the sunset. Something's off here. None of this is right. Arkwitch bathes in the sunset's amber glow. Is looking more frail than I've ever seen her. How can such a thing be real? This isn't like you. This isn't how it's supposed to be. You're a vampire, goddammit. Don't you go looking all vulnerable and sweet like a normal girl. Look, just forget about whether it's useless or pointless or whatever. You don't need to overanalyze yourself like this. Whatever it is that's bothering you, it doesn't matter. You're fine the way you are. It's not like you're bothering anyone. Do you think? You yell at me a lot, though. Is that different? I'm an exception, you dummy. I killed you, so you have every right to drag me around till I've paid my dues. Don't tempt her. Besides, I'm doing this because I want to, so you don't have to worry about me. My words did little to alleviate the darkness in her eyes. I can't stand seeing her like this. She looks so defeated. I just want to pull her into my arms and hold her tight. Come on, pull yourself together, Arkwitch. Sure, you're stubborn, self-centered, pain in the butt, but other than that, you're all right. You're not broken. You're just like any other regular girl. Rude. Am I really that selfish? She mutters as she gives me a sideways glance. Damn it, I let my guard down. And wait, did that little princess really not realize how selfish she can be? Oh, you know damn well. If we remove the selfishness from your body, there'd be nothing but bones left. I only meant to poke a little fun at her, but I wind up laughing way too hard at my dumb joke. It's just that I never dreamed I'd see her looking this bashful. Oops, she's angry. You dumb jerk. I was trying to have a serious conversation with you, and all you do is mock me. That's right. Didn't I tell you that I'm actually really nice to everyone except you? I'm funneling all the bad your way. Man, it is true, though. I can't help but snort in agreement. This is a better look for her, pure and honest. None of that doom and gloom that plagued her earlier. Yeah, getting all worked up like this suits you much better. What a relief. Why would you be relieved? I thought you had your plate full of being a jerk towards me. Well, you're not wrong about that. I can deal with her dragging me around and being a general pain in my ass. But what I can't handle is seeing her so depressed. Whoa there, that's a dangerous train of thought to follow. Let's continue down that train real quick. Just choo choo all the way to the next station. She's pretty. She's a good person. I'm certainly not bored whenever we're together. That's as far as this goes. Can't allow myself to develop feelings beyond that threshold. Are you done making biscuits, young lady? Get a hold of yourself, Shiki. It doesn't matter how cute she looks. She's still a vampire. You're so baffling. Do you even know that about yourself? I really don't want to hear that from a vampire who just spent the past few minutes having a moment. It's fine if I don't fully understand who I am. I know I'm weird, my memories are fuzzy at best, and I'm always suffering from anemia. Most of the time, I can barely even take care of myself. That's why you're always spacing out. Akue nods wholeheartedly as if she's finally figured something out. She accepts my makeshift excuse so readily that before I can even be mad, I find myself pondering if what she said could be true. For one, Akiha does complain about me spacing out on a regular basis. I must look pretty unreliable from an outsider's point of view. Well then, we can't stay in this classroom forever. It's time we head back outside. Even if there's no one around, we shouldn't tempt fate in case one of the teachers comes back. You should get going unless you have anything else you need to do. I don't really, but Shiki? I've grown to love this song. Yeah, I say with a glance. There's a moment of hesitation before she confronts me with her strangest question so far. Do you ever feel joy? Do you have a fever or something today, princess? Cut it out. I know a thing or two about your body now, and I'm sure you must be aware. You could die at any moment. My jaw clenches tight at the sudden shift. A stinging sensation. My old scar feels like it's tightening. Well, sure, all humans die someday. Though in your case, that day's a lot sooner than most. Her eyes are dead serious. But it's not like I'm the only one that could die easily. I've seen the lines of death that cover this world. Everybody's covered in vulnerabilities. Spots that could render them dead in an instant. Sometimes, when I look at you, this fear grabs me out of nowhere. I don't get it, but that's why I have to ask. Even though your life is so fragile and uncertain, are there ever times you feel like you're enjoying it? She's asking me if I'm enjoying my life. This girl really is so... You're such an idiot. How am I supposed to know that? I couldn't possibly know whether my life is fun. A model sense of justice, a moral code deemed proper by society, a sense of humanity that prizes peace. Those were all gifted to me by my master, and they've been useful and integral in getting me through life so far. At my core, I'm less than human. In the beginning, I've never really grasped those sorts of vague ideas. But there is one thing I can say with certainty.
For a little while after, I nearly died, probably while I was still undergoing surgery in the operating room. I think I found myself in total blackness. It was probably a dream, if anything. But at the time, I knew I was dead. I knew that the dark place was around me was death itself. By some miracle, I revived. And then I got to meet Master and even regain some semblance of an ordinary life. For that, I'll be forever grateful. There's something I didn't realize until after I died. This world we live in is so peaceful and so very beautiful. Even if my eyes try to deny it, I don't know whether I enjoy this life. I don't think I'll ever be able to say. As long as I have these eyes, death will be an ever-present stain. Even so, life is beautiful. Even if many people never find happiness, then my past self knew that to be human means to derive joy simply from living. It feels so long ago now, but I'm sure that before the accident, I lived life to the fullest. So I can keep going even after I've been shown that everything's pointless. I'm no longer the same person as before. But it's hard to buy that my values and morals are even sincere for Shiki Tono. The idea of joy died long ago. If you were to ask me whether I'm enjoying my life, I'd probably say yes, unless presented with something irrefutable to the contrary. No matter how terrible things get, I'm satisfied simply knowing that I'm alive. I don't need anyone to tell me this. Humans really do find meaning just in living their lives. That said, being alive is fun enough for me. I've enjoyed existing up to this point, so I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Don't know if that's the answer you're looking for, but that's how I feel. Despite my confident demeanor, I actually feel pretty embarrassed putting out in the open. After all, I've only got 17 years of life experience. If there's some kind of objective answer to a question like this, I'm not the one to ask. But when I look at the woman in front of me, I see. So that's the truth of your heart. You derive delight simply from living. Yes! You know, some things are useless, but as long as they give you joy, you can't get them out of your life. I asked you because I was scared of that, but now that I've heard you answer, it's simply all right for now. With the sweetest of smiles, she embraces my immaturity. Jeez, you're still caught up in what was bothering you earlier, aren't you? Yeah, but it's not bugging me nearly as much as before. I swear, I won't bend or break until I defeat the vampire nesting in the city. And I'll fight at your side till I do. Arkway nods confidently, flashing that smile of hers again. Till we fight and defeat this vampire, huh? Right. Come to think of it, that's the kind of relationship we have. Today was an outlier. It made me completely forget that what we have is nothing like this. I mean, it could be. Hey, Arkway. When this is all over, once we've defeated a vampire, before you leave, do you want to do this again? Just one more time? Huh? What do you mean? I'm saying that after you've fulfilled your goal here, we should spend another day doing pointless crap. Right now, we're only together because we have a mutual objective, so I wonder what it would be like if we just met. With no obligations hanging over our head, nothing pushing us together. Though that's not my true motive. What I really want is for us to hang out as normal friends. Friends. Then Arkway could spend a day having fun making normal memories, not thinking about vampires. I think she'd enjoy that. That is, if you're not too busy. My mouth spells the opposite of what my heart yearns to say. Arkway's eyes briefly widen in shock. Okay, let's come back here when it's all over, Shiki, even if it won't have any meaning. I just know it'll be a lot of fun. With a bounce in her step and a brilliant smile, she turns my suggestion into a promise. Here in this classroom died in sunset. The image of her wash in hues outside of time will leave a lasting memory for the rest of my days. We're about to get a massive tonal shift, aren't we? This happiness is going right the fuck away, isn't it? Afterwards, she forced me to take her to the broadcasting room, the art room, and so on. By the time we finished our tour of the school, the sun was long set. It's just past 7:30 now. Still a little early in the evening, but we might as well start hunting now. It's gotten pretty dark. We don't really have anything else to do, so what do you say, Arkwid? Should we get started? Already? It's the light in town, you know? The sooner the better, right? We already spent the entire day slacking off, so we should at least get some work done tonight. You're being weirdly serious. If you were this intense about getting the job done, then why did you break your promise to meet up yesterday? We were sick? We didn't really get a choice. Thank you very much. I showed up and then proceeded to die the next day. What was I supposed to do? I couldn't even move yesterday, but I swear I was planning to go to the park right up until I didn't. In hindsight, I was reckless to have ever thought of meeting her in such a condition. If Akiha hadn't stopped me yesterday, I'm sure I would have dragged Arkwid down at some critical juncture. Is that so? Okay, let's do it now then. What's with that look? I feel like I shouldn't even ask, but do what now? You said you were planning to go to the park yesterday, right? Well, there's still time. You could do it then. So let's have you make up for it. Akoi takes off on a light jog. Seems like she's actually headed for the park. Hey, hold up a sec. I break out into a sprint just to make sure I don't lose sight of her. She wants to roleplay them meeting at the park. She wants to roleplay them meeting at the park. Arkwid is such a lovable character. Well, look at you. You actually kept up pretty nicely. You idiot. Who knows what you would have done if I left you alone. My shoulders heave as I try to force air into my needy lungs. I can't believe she actually made me run through all those crowds to catch up. She's really putting me through the ringer today. Yes, she is. And it's adorable. Still, it sure is crowded this time of day. It's hard to relax when there's this many people around. Seriously, this is why you should listen to me for once. Huh? I hear you perfectly fine, though. Great. You know that's worse, right? If you can hear me fine and you still ignore me, that means you're doing this on purpose. I wasn't ignoring you. It's just that every time you respond to your grumbling, you call me an idiot, so I thought it was better to stay quiet. Oh yeah, I guess. I'm partly to blame then. With some deep breaths, I finally get my breathing back in order. It's about 1.5 kilometers from the school to the park. I wasn't even that long of a run, but I still can't get my heart to stop racing. I beg to differ. I can't even run a mile. It's not that Arkwid was particularly fast either. If anything, she seemed to be going slow by her usual standards. Maybe my anemia started acting up after yesterday. I don't exactly feel like I'm in the best shape right now. You okay, Shiki? You can sit on the bench if you need to rest. I'll do that. And once I'm feeling better, we'll go walk around town. Jeez, I'm glad you're feeling motivated, but it's still too early. Just with Law, these vampires won't make any moves till much later. They only go out once the cover of night has grown denser. So for now, we've got some time to kill. Couldn't she have said that so earlier? Nope. Nope. She wanted you to suffer. With nothing better to do, I stare at the park clock from my spot on the bench. It appears to be a little past 9. crowds are thinning out little by little as the night deepens. Arkwood doesn't sit down on the bench with me. Instead, she paces around aimlessly. Time simply passes. It's so silent. The bright moon tenderly bathes Arkwood and the park in silver light. Moonlight, huh? I think back to 2 days ago when I was attacked in front of the Tono estate. If only the moon had been bright back then I might have been able to get a good look at the assailant's face. Oh! I jumped from the bench. Chiki, what's going on? Did you spot a zombie? No, not that. I just realized. I've forgotten something crazy. I can't believe myself. What the hell was I thinking? I was attacked on the way home. How the hell could I have forgotten about that? Arkwood, I was attacked by something weird on my way home 2 days ago. Something weird? Weird how? Where to start? Once I've calmed down a bit, I run Arkwood through everything that happened in as much detail as possible. That's pretty much it. After catching her up, I peek at Arkwood to gauge her reaction. She's got her serious look! She's got the serious look! Look, we should have said this sooner. From start to finish, her eyes remain focused, her brow knitted in silent concentration. So that shadow zombie and Miss Knoll, I think you called her an executor? Are they your enemies? That's right, they both are. I don't know who the zombie works for, but I've got a good guess as to who that nun might be. Arkwood narrows her eyes, struck with a foul mood. Though I'd say there's more to it, beneath her demeanor lies an irritation that pricks at her nerves. The one who helped you was almost certainly an executor. I've got to ask, was she alone? Yeah, I didn't see anyone else with her. Thinking back, I faintly recall her saying that executors work in pairs. Is that right? She acting on her own, or is there a reason her partner isn't with her? The other one is the woman I think it is. This might get ugly. She can probably sniff out his coffin even faster than me. I should crush her first. Arkwood's irritation levels are sky high. I'm not really sure why, but she clearly cannot stand Miss Noel's partner. I've seen Arkwood demonstrate hostility before. I've seen her act with a full intent to kill, but I've never seen her display such blatant enmity. She must really loathe this woman. I get that Miss Noel is your enemy. She said the same thing herself. But don't you have the same goal here? Can't you work together? Maybe. There have been times when I lent the church a hand. This is different. I'm not letting some humans steal this target from me. The other executor is the woman I'm thinking of. I'll start by taking her out. We really won't be able to settle this peacefully, huh? It's probably best to abandon the idea of cooperating with Miss Noel. Gotcha. No teaming up with me. If that's your stance, then I won't push it any further. You don't need to say why. Oh, okay, thanks. Aren't you being a little too nice? It's not like you to back off so quickly. It's because I can see how much you hate the idea. That said, whatever personal beef you have with Miss Noel has got to be unrelated to her job description. I think it's time you told me what these executors are all about. Yeah, I didn't cover it before since it wasn't important at the time, but if we've come this far, it's better that you know. Remember I told you that the Castellans will have infiltrated town and try to hide their presence? They may rack up victims, but they'll still employ magecraft, ensuring nobody realizes anything abnormal is going on. Do you understand why they do this, though? Because they don't want to draw attention, right? If they stand out too much, they'll catch the eye of people who make it their business to hunt them down. I mean, I guess there's the police, but it's not like vampires actually view them as a threat. Poor guys facing off against Flaw proved that point all too clearly. The only thing a vampire fears is a monster of the same caliber. That's right. And vampires possess a natural nemesis. At that moment, the odds are actually stacked in their nemesis' favor. Think of them as a group of professional hitmen. Simply put, a vampire's need for secrecy is born out of self-preservation. They're not covering up their kills to elude the scorn of society. They're doing it because they fear being hunted down by their natural predator. And Miss Noel is one of them. Up we go.
吸血鬼たちの天
Great.
敵って
Another monster to add to the tally. As an unremarkable human being, I could do with fewer aberrations getting mixed up in my day-to-day life.
何言ってるのよ。
What are you talking about? Sure, executors possess strength greater than the average human, but there's still one of you. Either get in your chair or go play somewhere else. Ultimately, the primary enemy of vampires and dead apostles is humanity itself.
天敵って俺たち
Wait, humans are their primary enemy? Us? Even though we're essentially helpless livestock for them to feed on? It all started long ago, around the beginning of the Common Era. Humans formed organizations around various types of magecraft, mysticism, and rites, and began eliminating non-human sapient species. The Holy Church was the most prominent among them, a major religion that would become ubiquitous throughout all of Europe. They've always strived for the eradication of non-humans, but their hatred towards vampires is especially extreme. No other religion in the world is as hostile towards vampires as the Church. It's nothing short of obsession, a fever and sickness. Even I try to steer clear of them whenever I can help it. Arcoid sighs in exasperation. Seems she had her fair share of run-ins with the Church. After all, whenever I can help it, would imply that there are times she can't. Do you mind? Why are you currently making biscuits with your claws? Anyway, the person who helped you is a member of the Church who specializes in hunting down heretics, an executor, so named because they carry out the Lord's will. Okay, we've reached 40K at this point. They work in the shadows, excising that which the Church views as contradictory to their dogma, not through law and order, but through force. Exorcists by name, assassins by trade. Exorcists, purgers of demon or vampire-slaying priests in this case. I'm so captivated by the idea, I don't even know what to say. Honestly, regular executors are so weak they're adorable. But the ones from the burial agency are a different story. They stop at nothing to ensnare a dead apostle. If these executors are part of the burial agency, they might have wiped the entire city off the map before Vlav even had a chance to let loose. They'd go further than Vlav? Are they that indiscriminate? They are. If a vampire is involved, they've got free reign to do whatever they deem necessary. That goes for the city itself, too. It doesn't matter if there are still people living there, either. In their eyes, it's already corrupted beyond salvation, so they might as well burn it to the ground. Sisters of Battle! Sisters of Battle is what they are. You just described the Sisters of Battle. The reason that Noelle of yours didn't do anything drastic is probably because she was looking for a way to take me and the dead apostle out at the same time. The burial agency doesn't discriminate. They view all non-humans as evil. Arcoid practically spits out the words before beginning to pace around. It feels like this just got a lot more complicated. Arcoid isn't just targeted by other vampires. She's also being hunted by those who consider every vampire their enemy. What the hell? Doesn't that mean she's all alone? I watch over Arcoid as she wanders to and fro. Under the brilliant moonlight, she looks like a lost child with no place to call home.
The hands on the clock steadily press on. Before I know it, a full 2 hours has passed since we came to the park. Huh. I'm all rested up and the park has grown totally empty. It's time for the denizens of the night to come out and play, whether they be human or not. Arquid, we should probably get going. Yeah, I'd say it's time. Despite what she says, her mind seems occupied by something else. You've been acting weird for a while now, Arquid. Is something up? Not really. I'm just thinking about how you mentioned the shadowy zombie attacked you. Her usual enthusiasm is nowhere to be seen. Just as I'm about to ask her what's bothering her, she breaks the silence. Oh right, that reminds me, Shiki. Someone hit on me in the park yesterday. And we got to miss that conversation? I wish I got to see that conversation. Excuse me? Talk about mood whiplash. The girl's got all the consistency of a kaleidoscope. Sorry, I don't really know what you're getting at. I'm telling you, yesterday while I was waiting for you, this guy called out to me. No, I get what happened. I'm just confused as to what this has to do with the zombie I fought. I remembered it because you said you got attacked. Just like that zombie attacked you, this guy called out to me out of nowhere. Right, that's understandable at least. You are pretty on the outside in a way. Any man with a pair of eyes and a boatload of courage is bound to say hi. You think? I wondered if he was out to get me at first, but then I remembered you telling me that I stand out. So I took a second to check at the source of the sound, and sure enough, it was just some ordinary human. He's lucky he survived. I was this close to losing it after a certain someone pissed me off last night. Hold up. You didn't actually do anything to the guy, right? No, he's fine. We just talked for a bit, and then I had him forget about me. But who knows what I might have done to him if I hadn't remembered what he told me. Well done, Arquid. I'm proud. It's good to hear you actually showed some common sense. Of course! My anger is reserved for you and you alone. After all, you are the only one who got out of their way to kill me, only to wind up helping me. Weird, never gonna get to live this down, are we? Her voice is clear and full of trust. I'm losing track of how many times that carefree smile of hers has caught me off guard. Fair enough, anybody gets angry if they were killed. I manage a response to avert my gaze from Arquid's wandering. A month ago, back when there was no serial killers to worry about, this park would be filled with young couples and students hanging out on their way home. Now it's just the two of us. And for just this moment, vampires and lines of death are on the back burner. Here we are, idling around a moonlight park like it was the most natural thing in the world. Hey, look! I glance up when she calls out to me. What is it? Did something happen? Yep, take a look. We're right on time. Arquid points to the park's clock with a satisfied smile. She's right. It's exactly 10 o'clock. The time we promised to meet. A promise that I broke. And here we are in the very place where I left her all alone. The word seems stuck in my throat, though I can't say why. Why did such a small thing make my heart skip a beat? Why did such small things make her look so happy? I really don't know. We spent the entire day walking around town together, and I never once felt like she was some terrifying vampire. There's something I want to ask. Stop this, Shiki. Huh? What is it? About you, I mean. Don't bother with such meaningless bullshit. Yeah? What about me? Are you really a vampire? What? At this point, I'm like 85% certain that's the dumbest question you could have possibly asked. What sort of answer are you expecting, you idiot? That's my question. That is absolutely my question. And her face says it all. Her face says it all. Why are you asking such a stupid question? Am I a vampire? Why would you wait until now to ask that? I wasn't waiting. I only just thought of it now. I avert my eyes. I don't know if your brain is soft or if it's just thick in the head. I don't really mind, but you realize you just insulted me, right? What even made you ask that? What indeed? I don't have anything to base it on, but she hasn't proven that she's a vampire either. Which is why... I mean, what kind of vampire can't even stand the sight of blood? You said you only qualify as half a vampire, but in my eyes, a vampire who's never drunk blood wouldn't qualify as that much. You know that isn't true. You just don't want her to be one. Then stand up and come over here. Arquid's voice is flat and emotionless. I get up and walk over just as she says. Our eyes meet. A mere 2 meters separate us, and then Arquid lets out a deep sigh before seemingly forcing a smile. You're totally right. I've actually thought the same thing before. Like Arquid Brunstead. Really a vampire? Thank God. Tension leaves my shoulders as I sigh in relief. I was so afraid that my question would have hurt her feelings. But Arquid shrugs it off like a joke. We're all good. Right? You so don't look like a vampire. Then why don't we put it to the test? Arquid flashes me a smile filled with mischief. Yeah, we should. Wait, what? Let's find out if I can actually drink blood. If I manage it, will you give me something in return, Shiki? What? Ever so slowly, Arquid approaches me with a mischief grin. The sound of her footsteps reverberates through the air. The woman in white closes in on me. We both know it's just a joke. I know it's just a joke, yet I can no longer move my body. Wait. I can't even say it. It isn't her power that prevents me from speaking. I seem to have swallowed the words of my own accord. She's still approaching me, step by step, bit by bit. Her advance is unceasing. I'm paralyzed, utterly enraptured by her lush lips that they inch ever closer. You called me less than half a vampire. Her sweet voice echoes around the back of my mind. One last footfall. Tap. She comes to a halt in front of me. But honestly, drinking blood is such a simple thing. Her voice hums against my ear. I feel her breath. Her fingers. Her weight presses it into my shoulder, into my entire being. My senses, my mind, drown in the cacophony of my beating heart. I want her. I want her. I want her. I want her. I fight to suppress the desires that rage within my chest. I'm gonna do that just to be safe. Use everything I have to keep still, to keep my trembling left arm from reaching around her back, to stop my starving right arm from pulling her close. I want her so bad she's irresistible, and even so, I can't allow myself to desire her. Because everything is different from the last time. It's stronger, more intense. Even the thing I crave is fundamentally different now. I don't want to hurt her. If it's a different impulse that's driving me insane here, then I shouldn't sully her courage with something so vulgar. Clenching my jaw so hard I might shatter my own molars and swallow the feeling bubbling within me. The struggle lasts no more than a second. During that time, Arquid neither moves nor flinches. A chill runs through my spine. It's just a joke. She's just having some fun at my expense. Then why does her breath feel so hot against my neck? Like a fever fanning flame beneath my skin. Ark. I try to say her name, but I shut my mouth before I can finish. Speaking now would be a rejection of my faith in her. It's over anyway. Any moment now she'll pull back with a loud laugh and be back to regular old Arquid. She'll smile and say there's no way she'd drink my blood. Instead, her weight shifts against me. Her soft touch turns sharp as the sting of her nails presses into my shoulder. Her pale fingers tremble as she clutches at me. She's scared. Her own thoughts don't register fear, not yet anyway. They're pure, blank, nothingness. But Arquid is trembling more and more. Her breathing grows ragged. Arquid's breath is nearly flush against my skin, yet she feels so far away. I can't see her face, but I can feel her breath on my neck. Her weight,
as her trembling body clings tighter and tighter to my own. Her slow labored breathing grows increasingly rapid till I can feel the heaviness of her desperate panting against my flesh. Kued, unable to help it anymore, I'm forced to call out her name. It was supposed to be a joke. Her voice trembles, but her body no longer shakes and her fingers grip my shoulders with a newfound ferocity. I wince from the pain. Even though I don't wish to move, my body reflexively desires to get away from. But Arkwit's grip doesn't weaken. Her nails dig into my flesh like a vice, firmly locking me into place. I'm sorry, I went too far. I shouldn't have teased you, so would you please let me go? Shiki. Her grip doesn't loosen at all. This is bad, it's wrong. But who is it taboo for? Alarm bells ring out in my mind. My body pushes back with everything it can muster. But I'm too late. Everything is too late. Since when? Now, or 5 minutes ago? A day ago? Perhaps from the first time we met? Her heavy breath reverberates past my neck into my brain. They convey her arousal like a wave of cascading neurons. I can't. The echo of crude, instinctual longing strokes my ear. There's no need for brute strength. Her honeyed voice is enough as it carries the words. I want you. My flesh and spirit melt away under her. Against the nape of my neck, I feel a mad, desperate sigh. And in that moment, my sanity collapses. It's a primal fear, an unassailable power, a law unto itself, a being with whom I could never share an understanding. Its eye swirls like a tempest. Its maw is lined with jagged peaks. This deflection of raw power, cold and unyielding as a waterfall, forbids all exchange of thought. The thing is about to sink its fangs into my neck is not the woman I know, but the barest essence lurking within her core. And I have been returned to the natural order, to the primordial state from whence we all spawned. I can't do anything. I can't move a single muscle. She's going to devour me. So this is what it means to become prey. Before a being like of this magnitude, humans are mere drops of water waiting to be gulped. Its fangs pierce my skin. Fear is all I know.
Holy what? I held on to hope that something was going to stop this. Did she really just bite him? Did she really just eat him? Okay.
I scream, loudly enough to notice how pitiful I sound. In that moment, I'm not sure I imagined it.
Okay, she didn't.
But it feels like Arkwright stopped just as I screamed. Yet before I can check, a violent noise whistles past us and Arkwright is knocked back as if blown away by a gale of wind.
Yikes, that was scary. That one was all or nothing. Thank goodness she didn't retaliate.
Noelson, Miss Noel.
Hi, that's me. Good evening. Sorry though, I don't have time to chat right now.
Noel comes to my side, but her eyes remain fixated toward where she launched Arkwright. Arkwright is okay. Despite having been launched a good 10 meters, she doesn't have a scratch on her. She seems dazed. As am I, actually. I don't know what I should be doing. I can't even think straight. But before I can collect myself...
No, don't be impatient, Shiki. You'll be next once we've taken care of this thing. So be a good boy and wait your turn. Walls of shimmering white light spring forth. Before I could even realize it, Noelle had planted 3 blades in the ground around me. The light stretches between each sword, pivoting off the blades and trapping me within a triangular prison. That's a black Q sacrament. I learned that from my master. You can call it a temple. Oh, and don't think of touching it, okay? You'll turn into a pillar of salt if you do. Fucking Sodom and Gomorrah, this bitch. Okay. Not that I particularly care if your hands get all salty, so you do you. Anyway, back to the main problem. Chiki. Arkwitch slowly pulls herself up. She eyes me in the newly constructed prison that turns her attention to the nun at my side. The issue is, this monster is totally unarmed to my surprise. Attack. So my iron bore wasn't enough snuff. Executor. Arkwitch's demeanor shifts. There's something off about her eyes. They swirl with malice, threatening to pierce the nun's heart. What do you think you're doing? I knew it! There's just no way! I can't do this! I can't! Shut up and put your shitty life on the line where it belongs. It's your job. Offer up your body, fight those monsters. Fine, but please, get me an audience with the Cardinal after this. She leaps at Arkwit unnaturally, like she's given a push in the back. Are you okay? Are you okay? This is not the teacher I know. It's no contest. There's zero chance of getting to Arkwit with a move like that. Let Shiki go! Arkwit rushes at her, palms wide open as if preparing to swat a fly. No way! What the hell? How could she possibly have blocked Arkwit's attack after such a half-hearted charge? Okay, we're fighting nuns today! Hey, you're not so bad when you put your back into it. Time to earn your keep. It's not like all that slop you eat is paid for out of the goodness of our hearts. Not far from me, I hear someone speaking. The sound of their voice contrasts oddly with their choice of words. Though I might not be able to move my body, I can at least turn my gaze. There, I spot him. Bail! Fucking bail! The same foreign kid I met outside the Tono Mansion the other day. Each of his hands is outfitted with some kind of gauntlet. Like a puppet master? What the fuck? His fingers undulated, producing a mechanical clack at every twitch. The noise reminds me of an old-fashioned typewriter. What are you looking at, twerp? You ever seen a marionette before? And here I thought the Japanese were supposed to be all scholarly and stuff. He must be talking to me. But what do marionettes have to do with this? Those are the dolls you sometimes see during street performances. Where were the performers stringing them up and make them look alive? This shitty small fry can't even last 2 minutes. Guess it's time for words to do the talking. Hey, Noelle, get back or she'll chop your head off. That was one hell of a fight. Arkwit is still heaving with exhaustion when the nun flees, but she finally has time to look towards the barrier of light towards me. Her eyes shine bright crimson. Her breathing is ragged and her back is arched like a predator ready to pounce at any moment. What a fucking mess. You're no different from any other shitty ghoul at this rate. Princess, you're supposed to be the last of the true ancestors. Old man Lauren Edis would really be bummed seeing you now. What did you just say? Sanity returns to her eyes. Seeing his chance, the kid steps closer to Arkwood. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Mario Gallo Bestino, acting prelate of the Eastern Mission. And don't get me started on the loftiness of my position. Not exactly a fan of talking about it, but I'm one of the shitload of kids the old man adopted for his own convenience. So, you're in charge of the executors here. Yeah. Only just arrived though. Still gotta put in the work, I guess. Nepotism or not. So I'm not gonna let anyone screw things up here. And I'm especially not planning on letting a true ancestor lose herself on my turf. Arkwood's will to fight seems to have been snuffed out like a candle. Though that might actually be fear reflected in her eyes. Finally realized it, huh? You were gonna suck this kid dry till he no longer had a drop of life left in him. You true ancestors think you're all of that, but in the end, you're just a bunch of dirty bloodsuckers like the rest of them. Doesn't matter how many of your own kind are you off, you're all monsters all the same. You're wrong. I would never think of killing Shiki. Don't play dumb. Intent means screw all. We're talking about true nature here. You gotta know that just being here is a problem, right? Or did you not hear him scream when he saw who you really are? I seriously freaking doubt that. Rip his head off! I do not like this kid. Okay, just rip those little marionette arms off. Can't believe my eyes. You're actually that pissed over this? And here my old man would always tell me you were some cold-hearted weapon, but really, you're a screw-up like everyone else. Whatever. I saw you fix your filthy gaze on the kid. You were drooling and panting over him like a broke hooker. How about I ask him what he thought about the whole experience? The boy, Mario, turns my way. His gaze pierces my chest, momentarily taking my breath away. Despite his foul tongue, he does have a certain righteousness to him. Self-righteousness is more like it. You think you're better than us? What's with all these people thinking they're better than us? You're up, Tono. Why don't you tell us all about it? I almost got swallowed, ho. It was so scary. I almost wet myself. Sound about right? More than anything, I want to scream at him and tell him he's wrong, but I stopped myself short. Denying it would be the same as lying, and I was scared shitless. Passing it off as any less would hurt Arkwood more than a lie ever could. That hurt in Arkwood's eyes as she averts her gaze. You heard acting prelate. Back off, vampire. Did you actually think a monster like yourself could mingle with humans? Forcing a human to obey your every whim. Huh. Typical vampire. Such a nasty, vulgar plan. Well, we're not going to let it happen. You can thank us later, Shiki. She was about to turn you into one of her kin. No, you're wrong. Sure, I was scared. I can't deny that, but that's not what happened. I never once felt forced. She always respected my free will. She didn't force me into anything. I was with Arkwood because I wanted to be, not because anyone told me to. You're wrong about that. What is it that you assholes coming out of nowhere and acting like you know shit? Arkwood's never been even drunk blood before. We were just messing around. What are you talking about? She's never drunk blood. You really believe the garbage she fed you? That true ancestor is exceptional, I'll admit. Not a single record casualty in 800 years, but that's only... Shut up, I don't care. Listen, it doesn't matter who you are. If you mess with Arkwood, I'll make you pay. I'm with Arkwood because I want to be, and I don't give a crap what any of you think. Huh? You'll make us pay? Noah's voice is laced with an emotion I can't quite place. A fraction of the malevolence she's been directing at Arcwood shifts my way. Still gripping her sword, she approaches me until... Hey, Porky. Huh? Porky? Did you just call me Porky? How am I Porky? Someone really should wash your mouth out with soap. Just because you're a twerp with a fancy daddy doesn't mean you get to carry it away. Ah! The nun lets out a strange yelp and starts hopping up and down. All of her hostility disappears like a leaf in the breeze. I'm starting to understand what the power balance is like here. Sorry if chicken soup for brains here bothered you. For a flightless bird, she sure knows how to fly off the handle. Don't worry, she'll get hers later. But even a broken clock is right twice a day. The whole sob story about never drinking blood is enough to make you cry, huh, Tono? Isn't that right, Arcwood Brunstead? Arcwood doesn't answer. She just hangs her head and bites her lip. It's as if she's acknowledging that what he says is true. And let me make one thing clear. We didn't put the barrier around the brat to apprehend him. It's to protect him from the freakish monster in our mindset. I assume you catch my drift? Arcwood lifts her head. I'm sorry. She barely whispers the words. The next moment she's fled into the dark of the night. You! I find myself shouting. Looking up at the moon, I move my glasses so I can see the lines. Son of a... With a single slash, I killed 2 of the swords keeping me captive. My thoughts are a mess. Those fangs are that almost... my own screaming. These outsiders and their self-righteous garbage. I can't deny it, but... I'm sorry. That almost sounded like she... If all she can do is run away with that pained look on her face, wouldn't that mean these jerks are right? Another short-sighted idiot. How about offering us a little thanks before you go chasing after her, fuckwad? You... The kid Mario doesn't block my path, but he does call out to me before I make a run for it. You want me to thank you? Where do you get off? If you hadn't come along, Arcwood wouldn't have done a damn thing. Do you really believe that, or is that desperation talking? Either way, you should try sticking your head in that fountain to cool off. You actually think you can save her when you're this full of shit? Crude as they are, his words snapped me back to reality. By pure chance, they struck me right where they needed to. But it's just as he says. What point is there in telling a lie that even I don't believe? The kid is right. It'll only end up hurting Arcwood and destroying me in the process. Taking a deep breath, I suppress my need to chase after Arcwood. Yeah, I hate to admit it, but you're not wrong. Thanks for helping, Arcwood. I'm grateful for what you did. Shoving my distrust for the time being, I bow my head to the 2 of them. There we go. I changed my mind about you. You should join me for a chat, Tono. Though, really, I mostly want to hear what you've got to say, eh? Same thing in the end. Come on over here. Mario saunters over to one of the park benches. Swallowing a deep breath, I follow after him. Honestly, I'd rather chase after Arcwood with everything I've got, but in my heart of hearts, I know it wouldn't solve anything. I have a feeling he knows what I should be doing instead. Sir, is that a good me? Can I sit down too? Screw you, pig. Screw you, pig. Go stand guard behind me. The only one sitting is me. It isn't like Tono's gonna sit and let his guard down either. He saw right through me. Much like Noelle, this kid is far from ordinary. Well then, let's figure out what you know first. What you've heard about us. You specialize in the eradication of vampires. Arkwood said you're the church's executors. Good, that's plenty. Saves me a lot of time, in fact. I was sent here on behalf of my pops. I'm still new to this place, so I've only got half a grip on what's happening here. This small fry and her master here were here acting on their own before I showed up. You're really freaking lucky I didn't port you together with your master, Porky. Be grateful. Yeah, super grateful. Love you, boss. Mario? Your subordinate is clearly mouthing off about you when you aren't looking. Our job is to cleanse the world of vampires, though true ancestors like Arkwood aren't really our target. She's tough competition for us, but honestly, she's not an enemy we want to fuck with head on. So, did the princess tell you who she's chasing? Mario's tone shifts ever so slightly. This is clearly no simple question, but I can't get a read on his intentions. I've got no choice but to answer truthfully. She says his name is Roa. He's a Castellan-type vampire, and he's probably been hiding in Soya for a number of years. And that's all she had to say. Fucking hell, talk about blind leading the blind. Neither you nor the princess know shit. No wonder you're fumbling in the dark. What's up with that true ancestor? She's supposed to be better than this. Did a meteor hit her over the head or something? Meteor, no! Did we maybe chop her up into 17 pieces and make her reassemble herself like frickin' Swampfire? Maybe. About that, it's probably because I can't bring myself to say it, but her current condition is definitely due to me killing her. Though there were reports that another major power was in the area. I've been putting it off because it sounds like bull, but I guess I could mark it for an investigation. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Let's get to the point. I'm going to tell you all about the bastard you're trying to kill. Acting prelate. You mustn't. Miss Noelle is gesturing feverishly behind him. This information must be highly confidential. And it's exactly what I'm dying to know about. Aside from his name, I still don't know a thing about the vampire we're facing. That'd help a lot, but is it really okay to share that sort of info with me? No, this shit's classified. But you're already knee-deep in it, so I might as well. I believe in offering a helping hand to atheists and heathens alike. That kind of generosity leads to some serious cash flow in the end. Such a statement runs counter to our creed. Stop! Stop! Shut it. I'll just censor the juicy parts. Now, let's give a little lecture to the princess's favorite collaborator, shall we? So, Tono, you said the guy you're dealing with is an old type of vampire, yeah? Then you must have already also heard that they possess an imperfect type of immortality. I have. Dead apostles need to drink blood in order to maintain their bodies, but as long as they do that, they won't age or die, right? Pretty much. But that doesn't make them all that immortal, now does it? When you think of immortality, you think of perfection, and a creature so dependent on human blood that its body crumbles without it isn't exactly perfect. At this rate, I'd say they're even worse than humans. That sounds like a bunch of bull, I want to say, but he's not wrong. No one could dispute that vampires are superior to humans, but if they can't survive without ingesting blood, how are they any different from any other organism? You've got a point. It's a bit of bold to call yourself immortal if you can still die through outside causes. Well, look at you. You're catching on quick. Want to take a seat like a guy with a brain? No thanks. So what are you getting at? For all these shortcomings, vampires are still immortal as long as they can get their hands on human blood. What does philosophizing about the definition of immortality have to do with Arkwood's target? Yeah, I'm getting there. Keep your shirt on. The important part is that immortality is a precarious thing for dead apostles. The only thing it does for them is extend their lifespan far beyond that of humans. I wouldn't say that it's the only thing. They're also way stronger than any regular human. Oh, that. Their unique abilities are just stuff they learned as humans, but polished to perfection over centuries. Even after they become vampires, they continue study, building on what they already know until eventually it becomes their principle. Their principle? A dead apostle's thesis, their purpose of living, is an inexorable curse. And their only path to true immortality? They call it the idea of blood. An interdict tied to the blood. It's like a research paper you can never finish even if you spent your entire life on it. Every dead apostle works in accordance with their own principle, on account of them having studied different things. Which brings us to our point. Among the dead apostles was a particular shit-stained who studied immortality. He studied immortality even though he was already immortal. Yep, normally when a dead apostle first becomes a vampire, they're aware that it's the peak immortality they can achieve in their human form. But to him, it felt like a downgrade. He has no use for such an imperfect form of immortality, so he decided to create his own. But anything with a form is destined to waste away. Nothing's immune to the weight of time, the decaying of cells, or the entropy of the soul. Any entity given life is born with death loaded in. As long as the self exists, it can escape its eventual end, even if the body itself is unaging. So this is shit that she told me. The only means of escaping death is to die. That's the harsh truth behind the riddle of immortality. Right, there's death in everyone. Archway happened to mention that. Or being to be entirely without death, its death would have to have never existed in the first place. Even Archway can be killed during the daytime. Nothing in this world could be entirely deathless. You've got it. There's no escaping death of your existence. So rather than searching for how to prolong his life, this guy started looking for ways to keep living after death. That was his solution to immortality. It's not part of our church's doctrine, but you might know it as reincarnation. If you drop dead right now, but could somehow transfer your current self into a new body and start over as a different person, that'd be life after death. Though really, you couldn't call it death at all, since yourself would never be erased in the first place. Wait. If he's reincarnating, does that mean he starts over as a fetus every time? Sure does. He decides on his next host while he's still alive and transfers all of his information to it once it's born. His presence doesn't surface until after the child comes of age or reaches a certain stage of self-awareness. When the host has grown enough for him to take over, he assumes dominance, transforming them into a vampire. Hold on a second. Don't tell me he's doing surgery on the child while it's still in the mother's belly. Nah, there's no medical intervention at play here. He reincarnates into a predetermined body the second his flesh is destroyed. It's like a duplicate of the original. I say he transfers his information, but it might be easier to think of it like radio waves. Except in this case, the human brain is doing the transmitting and the receiving. That's where his specialty lies. The human soul is normally something intangible which fades away without a vessel of flesh, but he made it into a transmissible entity. Okay, leaving aside the question as to whether that's even possible, that would mean this person is born and raised as a human. Until one day they transform into a completely different person, a vampire. And they're supposed to be young. Wait. Mario. Hey, Mario, are you saying... Yep, you got it. This is the vampire that both the true Ancestors Princess and we, the Church, are chasing. A man once called Michael Roa Vladimir, a dead apostle now dubbed the Serpent of Akasha, and the Infinite Reincarnator. Fitting names, the snake is considered a symbol of eternity, and just like the snake sheds its skin, this guy moves from body to body. And that's who Archway is hunting, a reincarnating vampire. The mere thought prickles my skin, but now I finally know what we're up against, despite Archway's resistance. It's just one problem. The princess was originally devised as a weapon to kill vampires, but after Roa showed up, she became single-minded in her pursuit of him. Roa reincarnated 16 times now, and every single time he's been snuffed out by the true ancestor. Snuffed out? But what's the point of it all if he just reincarnates again? There isn't one. Roa gets killed by the true ancestor, reincarnates, and gets killed again. They just keep playing their game of cat and mouse. So it's pointless! It's been 800 years. If only the princess had the power to kill the fucker's essence instead of his body, then we wouldn't be replaying the same cycle. But we do! We have that power! Pure disdain seems to underpin every syllable. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I get the feeling he has a thought or two about Roa that he hasn't mentioned out loud. Is that all you had to say? If so, Hold your horses, Tono. I was just a freebie. You know the cliche, do you want the good news first or the bad news? Everything you've heard so far has been the good news. But things are a lot clearer now, huh? Yeah, I appreciate you telling me about Roa, but I'm not sure why. But I've got a creeping feeling that I shouldn't hear what's coming next. Hang in a little longer. This is important. See, the issue with Roa is that he's frickin' hard to find. The guy gets born as an honest-to-God human to a pair of human parents. It's not till the body reaches an age that Roa is satisfied with that he surfaces, transfiguring the host into a vampire in both body and spirit. Until this transformation occurs, the subject doesn't show the slightest hint that they might be a vampire, and once Roa awakens, he can use the connections he's cultivated as a human to blend in perfectly. By the time the church even discovers what's happening, the entire city's already a necropolis. At this point, I can't even nod along as he tells his story. I'm frozen stiff. I really don't like where this is going. Neither do I! Starting to look kind of pale there, Tono. You holding up? Sorry, but I find this hard to believe. The parts I understand still don't make sense. He's born human, right? So even if the personality of his past life awakens, wouldn't the body still be human? That'd be nice. But no, it's not his personality that gets transplanted, but his soul. Anyone who's ever had their blood drunk by a true ancestor doesn't just have their body tainted. Their souls are blemished for all eternity. When Roa transfers his soul over to the next self, he takes all his dirty laundry with him. Which means that the second Roa awakens, his host's body is transformed into that of a vampire, but what? Just as you say, that'd make him a little on the weak side. If Roa were to reincarnate into a nobody, he'd wind up pretty pathetic for a vampire. Which is why he deliberately chooses his next reincarnation while he's still alive. He always looks for two conditions for his hosts. The first being that they're born into wealth belonging to a house of both money and status, making it easier to convert the entire town into vampire. But there's one more thing. And this is the kicker. You see, there are humans who've got special powers. And I'm not talking about mystics that can be learned, like magecraft, but special abilities to innate the body they're born with. Such people are sometimes labeled paranormals or demon spawn. Special abilities like theirs are passed down through bloodline. And when picking their next host, Roa just loves to pick bloodlines with a streak of inhumanity. A family with wealth and renown whose bloodline has superhuman abilities. Are we talking about Akiha or me? Or Hush. It's probably freaking Hush. Those are his two conditions. Starting to understand what I'm getting at, Shikitono? Dizziness overtakes me. The corners of Mario's lips curl into a sneer. Noelle's gaze is ice cold. There's only one family in the city that meets those conditions. Huh? I hear the hollow, dry noise. It's coming from me. What are you saying? That the vampire is either me or Akiha? No. No, we already gathered proof that his current reincarnation is male.
So it can't be your sister. There's no doubt that Roa, current host, is the Tono family's eldest son.
What?
I don't understand a word she's saying. Doesn't that mean Arkuet's enemy is actually... There's no way it can't be. If it's true, then why hasn't she killed me yet? You've got to remember that Roa is effectively human till his consciousness surfaces. That said, that isn't how things played out this time. This dipshit report was wrong. You're not his reincarnation. The serpent of Akasha has found someone else to sink its fangs into. Excuse me? Wait a minute. After all that build-up, it isn't even me. You little troll! You little troll! You had everyone out here thinking it was me. That it was Shiki. Or that I was going to have to just deal with Akiha for finally. Finally get to deal with Akiha. But no, you're telling me it's somebody else. It's Hush. It's frickin' Hush. You little punk. Did you even bother reading the report I gave you? How many days do you think we spent investigating? I'm telling you, it has to be Shiki Tono. Does it now? Sounds like your hypothesis was busted from the start. You alms thief. I'm the infamous puppeteer and Cardinal Laurentis' most treasured son. You think you or your master's ability to read people is any better than mine? Why do you think I've been shooting the shit with him? 10 minutes is all it takes to get a good read on someone's inner workings. And this guy is, well, he's totally screwed up. But he's also totally human. If he had a vampire soul imprinted on him, he wouldn't be looking at this fucking pitiful. Our conversation was just a ruse for him to determine whether or not I was Roa's host. I mean, I'm glad to be cleared of suspicion, but that just leaves me with more questions about this kid. This just makes me more upset. Way more upset. So what does this mean? It means we don't have the right to screw with your life. Can't say this was a total waste of time, though. You're still very much connected to Roa. The boy shrugs his shoulder and gets up from the bench. It appears he has zero interest in what happens to me after this. What's the holdup? Get going. Oh, and my bad for getting in your way of your love life. You were going to chase after her, yeah? Your true ancestor is dealing with a lifetime's worth of repressed bloodthirst, but she's still pretty much sane. I'm not advocating for you to go on a suicide mission, but I don't particularly feel like stopping you either. Are you sure about this, acting prelate? You're practically sending him to slaughter. Even assuming he isn't Roa, wouldn't that be all the more reason to take him under our protection? And what about you? Wasn't your earlier brush with death enough? How much more will it take for you to see that monster for what she is? Noelle makes no attempt to hide her hostility as she blocks my path. I'm sure she must have her reasons to be so cold toward vampires, but her reasons aren't mine. She's not the only one with beliefs she refuses to compromise on. I really need to go after Arkuet. Enough. I won't hear any more of it. What happened earlier was just a joke. She's a good vampire. She would never drink someone's blood. She's a decent person just because she's never killed a human before. Don't make me laugh. The humans, vampires, are evil incarnate. Or rather, to be part of humanity, you must consider them evil. Anyone who can't do that has no right to call themselves human. And if you aren't human, then you're on my hit list. Think carefully before you answer. Where are you planning to go from here? She urges me to pick between life or death. If I declare that I'm chasing after Arkuet, she'll swing for my head with all her might. She likely can outrun me, but she's definitely able to outfight me. Knock it off, Noel. Save your strength. You wouldn't be able to kill the kid anyhow. You just get your ass kicked. What? Why? The effects of being strung up will hit you soon enough. You went head-to-head with the princess. It's going to take a month for your limbs to regain feeling. You should get back to the church while you still move. Miss Noel no longer blocks my path. All that build up. I'm sitting here thinking which one's going to get me the least dead. And we do this path. Okay. Apparently this is what we're doing today. Instead she rises on the ground.
あとはそっちの問題だ。
The rest of it is your problem to fix. Feel free to ignore the shit Noel said.
帰れるうちに帰
Though,
っておけ
it'd be smarter to go home while you still can. This might be your last chance to pretend you were never involved in any of this. No, we are so far deep. We're over here just like, someone throw me a life vest! Yes? He never gets an answer. There's no more time to waste. In search of Arcwood, I bolt out into the night. I sprint through the city in a reckless search, but there's no sign of her. Without any leads, this town is way too big to find a single person on short notice. The only choice here is to narrow down my options. Arcwood stands out, so I should be able to spot her from a distance as long as we're in the same area. I've got to predict where she might go, and take my chances. If Arcwood's anywhere, it's... back at the school, honestly. After thinking on everything that's happened this evening, I decided to head for the school. Arcwood was acting pretty strangely when we were here. As far as today's events are concerned, it's not so crazy to think she might have come back. There's nobody around at night. If she's looking for solitude, she could do far worse. The courtyard is devoid of sound, let alone any sign of human company. Yes? Yes? I'm trying to game here, thank you. And now you're trying to nuzzle the microphone, and you want to just say hi to everybody? Is that what you want? I don't know if y'all can hear that purring, but she out here just having fun, apparently. Not a single light is on inside. The place is more cemetery than school. No, there's something. Claws, please. Somehow I simply know that something is inside. A strange scent reaches me on the wind, brushing against my skin and sending a chill down my spine. We're going in, Shiki. This isn't the time to hesitate. I slip inside using the same window I broke earlier, which is probably the one she used. I need to clip your nails. There's no one on the first floor. She's probably in your classroom. An anxious tingling stretches the back of my neck. I make my way to the second floor. There's no one. There's no one. There's no one. And yet I feel it. A slimy sensation against my back. Something cold yet smooth like a belly of a snake. It's that zombie. Who's there? I spin around. But of course the hallway is empty. Eh? Squelching noise. The next moment, an incision is made in my chest. A river of blood flows as my wound opens. Without warning, a knife is thrust in my back. And like a vampire impaled by a stake, my body slumps to the ground. I don't know what's going on, but in my last moments as my consciousness fades, my mind transports me to a different place. And I look upon a scene of a summer long, long ago.
Why do I do this, Anu? I always pick the dead end. No. Well, shit. I guess we're going to have to do that one again tomorrow. Don't we? Somebody's doing something upstairs. I can hear them. Can you all hear that? Gallery. Flowchart. Well, I guess we're doing this again next week. Because I can't seem to pick one that doesn't result in me dying. So. Have a good day, everybody. I will see you next week.